आज ही डाउटनट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सोल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
Hello everyone, draw the graph of y equals to sin 2x under root 1 plus tan square x and find its domain and range. So what we have y as sin 2x under root 1 plus tan square x and we need to find its domain and range. So I can say the value of y here is sin 2x into, now what is the value of 1 plus tan square x? That is sec square x. Now the value of sec square x and its under root. Now if you remove the root, then you have to put mod. This is a very important step in this question. You have to put what? You have to put mod. Now here the value of y will be, the value of sin 2x is what? 2 sin x into cos x, and value of mod sec x is what? 1 by mod cos x. Now here I am going to define my function. I'm going to define my y, and what is my y? That is, if cos x greater than 0, then my value will be 2 sin x, and if cos x is less than 0, then my value will be minus 2 sin x. Now what we have from here is that the value of cos x is positive. It means that this either belongs to first quadrant and fourth quadrant, right? If cos x is negative, then this belongs to second quadrant and third quadrant, right? So what we have, if we're going to define the function as, once again, then we have 2 sin x. Now cos x is positive for first quadrant and fourth quadrant, so the value of x will be, x belongs to either 0 to pi by 2 union 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi, right? Now minus 2 sin x for what? If x belongs to second quadrant, that is pi by 2 to pi union pi to 3 pi by 2, pi to 3 pi by 2, that is third quadrant, right? So what we have now, let's draw our graph. Now let's draw our graph. So first we have to make our axis. This is our axis. Now this is our axis. Now let's put our points, that is 0, and we have pi by 2, we have pi, we have 3 pi by 2, and we have 2 pi, right? Now let's suppose this is my 2 here and this is my minus 2 here, right? Now for 0 to pi by 2, for 0 to pi by 2, I have the graph as 2 sin x. Now if you put 0 here, you will get 0, you will get 0, and if you put pi by 2, you will get 2. So for 0 to pi by 2, your graph will be here. So your first graph is like this. Now for pi by 2 to pi, your graph will be minus 2 sin x. Now if you put pi by 2, you will get minus 2, that is here, and till pi, if you put pi, you will get 0. Your graph will look like this, right? And this is for pi by 2 to pi. Now from pi onwards, if you put pi, you will get 0. Now if you put 3 pi by 2, you will get plus 2, because there is minus sign. For 3 pi by 2, I am going to use this function. If you put 3 pi by 2, then sine 3 pi by 2 is minus 1, and minus minus, that will fetch you plus 2. So for this, my graph will be like this, right? Now for 3 pi by 2, for 3 pi by 2, sine 3 pi by 2 is what? Sine 3 pi by 2 is minus 1. So this is minus 2. This is what? This is minus 2 here. So we have minus 2 here. Now for 2 pi, if you put 2 pi, you will get 0 again. Now graph will goes like this. Graph will goes like this. Now similarly, if you put minus pi by 2 here, your graph will be, if you put minus pi by 2, then your graph will be like this, right? So this is the graph of, y equals to sin 2x under root 1 plus tan square x. Now for range, or you can say for domain, I have defined domain also. That is, the domain is, you can say 2 sin x, this is our domain. So this is basically our domain, that these values we are going to take. This is our domain. This is our domain. Now for range, let's see some values. So for range, what I'm going to do here is, For range, we have defined the domain. So for range, my answer is -2 to 2. This is my range, right? -2 to 2 and except 0. There will be no value of 0. So my answer will be this. Thank you.
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट IIT JEE मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।